Yes, guys, and welcome to podcast episode 11. As always, thank you for being here. As I always say, time is your most valuable commodity, so I massively appreciate you giving me yours and being here to listen. So today, we're going to discuss how I went from this to that. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about the journey of my physique transformation, the brutal truth of what it really takes for a full body transformation, and why getting in elite shape will positively impact every single area of your life. Within the membership site, I filmed a session for all the clients called Why Physical Fitness is the Foundation of All Success. And it really truly is. You have to remember, mental health needs physical support. And one of the biggest steps you can take if you want to start healing up here is to start to move more, eat healthy, get in shape, and all of those things that then come from that motivation, confidence, belief, and everything else, they all merge into one. So, as you can see, this was me when I first started out on my body transformation plan, and this was me just 12 months later. That isn't magic, that's consistency, that's discipline, that's resilience, and that's grit. So in the first picture on the left, I'd hit injury. I'd just broken my neck playing rugby for Sheffield Tigers. Rugby career was finished, hit rock bottom. My granddad died 3 months later, and I ended up going through a painful divorce as the result of my own destructive behaviour, which I take full ownership and responsibility for. I'm then going to talk you through the turning point. So when I met my first coach, David Stacker, we went for a walk around a lake in Hillsborough and built the transformation that you now see. I'm going to talk about the brutal truth about what it took in terms of time and commitment. I'm going to discuss the ridiculous fitness lie that you keep being sold by fucking muppets on social media. If you're watching this and you advertise it, yes, I think you're a fucking muppet. Key elements that create the results, why short-term intensity creates long-term freedom, how this physical transformation fixed all the other areas of my life, and what this means for you, the listener, and how you can apply this in your own life, and how you can also get in touch with me if you'd like my help achieving what I have. So, first of all, you can take a look at the two photos. Again, we'll put one here. As I said, this was March 2013, and we'll put the second one here, which was in 2014, around about 12 to 15 months later. I didn't really train for the first 3 months from the start picture fully because I was still recovering from the broken neck. So the picture on the left, or the picture you see on the screen now or have just seen, was me at my lowest. It was the most body fat I'd ever gained. I was mentally broken. I was struggling with addictions. I was physically broken. I'd only just taken my neck brace off. And life wasn't good, shall we say. You know the rest of the story, so I'm not going to go into that on the purpose of today's podcast. But on the right, me is 12 months later. Physically shredded, fitter than ever before, mentally unstoppable. I just competed and got through to the final of Fit Factor. You can see the picture here of me walking across the stage. And I'd just done a photo shoot, which is the picture here, the first photo shoot I did, which was the day after competing. So this podcast is really going to tell you the story about how I went from that start picture to being in the second picture, just 12 months from the start picture, and also how life has looked since then and how I've still improved and maintained that physique 12 years later. So, as I said, within 12 months, it was December 2012 when I broke my neck playing for Sheffield. My granddad then died in February the following year, and that was also the year that I went through a very painful divorce. I kind of went back into DJing. I was getting on the gear at most of my gigs. I was drinking at most of my gigs, and I was generally just hiding away from my own happiness. And my physique was really starting to show the effects of drinking every weekend, eating shit throughout the week to recover. and just generally being in a victim mindset of living in blame, shame, complaining, guilt, regret. And as I said, it was the rock bottom moment. Everything changed in March that year, so nearly 4 months after breaking my neck, which was the start picture. And I saw a very good friend of mine, Dave Stacker. He was actually carrying the belt into the beginning of one of Kel's fights, which was televised live on Sky Sport. I reached out to Dave, explained the situation. He said, listen, come down to the gym next week. Let's have a chat about what's happened. Let's get you moving. I'm going to introduce you into a good physio who helped me loads, a guy called Mark Rowe. And that was the beginning of the journey. So as we were walking around the lake, he says, what do you want long term? And I said, I want a cover model body. I said, I've been in shape. I've played rugby for years. I've been a PT back in 2001, 2003, around about that time when I was also doing the club stuff. But I'd looked good in those periods, way better than I looked at this point when I'd really let myself slip. But I'd never hit that level of body fat. I'd never grown that amount of muscle. I'd never had that cover model look that I always wanted, even as a teenager, from watching shows like Gladiators and Baywatch and wanting that cover model body. So, he said to me, it's hardly. And I think sometimes it's not really the response that you're looking for. He said, it's very tough to get in that shape. He says, but I'm excited and I believe in you and we can get you in that shape. I've got other people in that shape, but it's going to test me and it's going to test you, because you don't get a Premier League body like that with a Sunday League effort. So that was the conversation, that was the start, and that was what changed my life. And it didn't happen overnight. And it also didn't happen, yes, Muppets, if you're listening, training for 3 times 45 minutes a week and eating pizza and still having a social life and drinking at the weekend. People are selling you that lie all across social media, and it's fucking bullshit unless you want that transformation to take 7 years, not 1 year. So let's get really clear on that, okay? That isn't a picture. The pictures you see there, okay? That's not a 6-week transformation. That's not a 12-week transformation. That's not even a 6-month transformation. It's a 12-month transformation. And it took 12 months of absolute commitment, okay? Training 5, 6, sometimes 7 times a week. Sometimes getting up and doing 45 minutes cardio in the morning and then doing my weight session after work. Let's not forget I still worked full time and had 2 businesses, and doing my weights in the evening. I nailed my nutrition every day. I went to, anyone from Sheffield will probably know them, I went to Paul Cox and Claire Cox's wedding and I didn't drink at the wedding. And there's a picture of me still eating my meal in the car park, my meals that I had outside of my meal. When I had the meal at the wedding, I just had the beef, the vegetables and the potato. Dave was actually at that wedding with me. So I nailed it every day, not just when I felt like it. I gave up drinking for the entire year. At that wedding, I didn't drink because I was coming up to the competition. I did have a couple of drinks in that 12 months, but it wasn't a regular part of my life. I didn't do any gear at the weekends. I didn't get on it. I didn't party. I didn't go to festivals. I didn't go to Ibiza that year. It was the first year I didn't go. I didn't chase other coaches. I didn't chase shiny new plans who told me I could get there quicker. I trusted Dave and I did exactly what I said. So part of the reason for me wanting to express this on this podcast is I'm just sick to death of coaches promising people that they can get Premier League results with a Sunday League effort in less than 12 weeks. It doesn't happen. It's absolute fucking bollocks. You're being sold a lie. The same lie where business mentors are telling that you can become a 6-figure coach in less than 12 weeks, working 4 hours a day, if you just give them money to tell you how, when they're sat in their ivory fucking tower, knowing damn well that they fucking grafted for 18 hours a day, 7 days a week, probably 3 to 4, 5 years of their life, until they then managed to maintain that body or that business working for 4 hours per day or per week, whether we're talking business or fitness. So that's not how I built my body. That's not how I built my business. And that's not how any of them built their bodies and their business. So let's just get fucking clear on that, okay? Stop falling for bullshit and then saying that all online coaches are scam artists, or, you know, all business mentors are scam artists. Yes, a high percentage of them are, and I could name a lot of fucking names right now, but I won't because I've got a level of integrity. But if you're being sold a dream that sounds too good to be true, i.e. drop 10 kg in fucking less than 5 days without going to a gym while still eating pizza, then it probably is too good to be true, because they're pulling on your psychology, the same as the business coaches. You know, make X amount of money without sending any DMs, without posting social media content, without learning about marketing. It doesn't fucking happen, and it pisses me off because they're essentially creating a list of all the things that you don't want to do. They're then creating a list of all the things that are your deepest desires. And then they're creating a list of all your pain points. And they're saying, I'll take away all of this pain and give you everything that you want without you essentially doing any work or stopping anything that you love. That is fucking Disneyland thinking, okay? And they're ripping you off. You know, the reality is, at least Dick Turpin wore a fucking mask, didn't he? Most business mentors and coaches aren't even wearing masks. They're straight up ripping you off, and that's why you keep getting burned. So, but here's a story I want to tell you, okay? Business takes total effort. Fitness growth takes total effort. Relationships take effort. They all take efforts. But once you've put the effort in, guess what? It's fucking easy to maintain. I've been sub 15% body fat since 2013 because I took a year out to get there, and then it's easy to maintain. I can go and enjoy myself at a festival. I can go and have a few drinks. I can eat pizza once a week, but I didn't get the physique eating that. And I want to tell you a story about my friend Grant, because when he started coaching, I remember him ringing me up and he said, mate, can you stop posting pictures of your 19-piece fucking full English, eat as much as you want grill from the Harvester, from your dirty burgers, and the fact that you're in Ibiza every 2.5 weeks? Because my clients keep saying to me, how the fuck is Lee Freeman so shredded? And all he's doing is partying in Ibiza, living on massive full English breakfasts with 19 different pieces. That's what I used to have, 19 pieces. At the Harvester, you can build your own breakfast and eat as many as you want. So I was like 4 toast, 4 eggs, 4 bacon, 4 sausages, 4 pots of avocado, rump steak as a supplement that you had to pay extra for. You get all of that for like 13 quid. Anyway, I'm not sponsored by Harvester, by the way, or looking to promote their breakfast. But the point, what he then said to his clients when he told me the story, he went, because Lee Freeman didn't get fucking shredded eating those foods. And he's right. So I can eat like a fucking pig now for 1 full day a week and I won't get fat, but I didn't get ripped eating like a pig for 1 full day a week. Does that make sense? I can maintain a 6-figure business very easily at the moment, working for less than 4 to 5 hours per week if I chose to. But I didn't build the business doing that. I built it working 18 fucking hour days. Don't get those two things confused, right? Because that's what people are trying to sell you. They know you don't want to do the work. They know you don't want to give up what you love. They know you don't want to go through the pain of saying no to booze and junk food. They know you don't want to go through the pain of, you know, sending loads of DMs or talking to your clients or showing up on social media every day. So they sell you a false dream in order to extort you as money. Now, I am actually here to tell you something cool. And what I need you to understand is that short-term intensity creates long-term freedom. So if you give me 1 year of your life, either as your business mentor or as your body transformation coach or as your mindset and mental health coach, you give me 1 full year and you stop all the crap that's holding you back, I guarantee you I will transform your life into the middle of next week and leave you on something that you can maintain for the rest of your life with very little effort. But I can't do that for you in 4, 6, 12 weeks. It doesn't happen that quick, okay? But you're not going to get where you want without putting the work in. And If you give me 1 full year, then I guarantee you I can give you the life of your dreams. You won't need to yo-yo. You won't need 6 different coaches. You won't need to find out what's the next best diet. You won't need a faddy diet. You won't need to go keto, 5-2, Fatkins, Cambridge, intermittent fasting, or whatever else it is that people are trying these days to get quick results. You'll just need 1 year of commitment, and I'll give you a life that you can maintain very easily. So what are the key elements that created this result? Well, one was I had a bespoke and tailored nutrition plan. I had periodized specific training. I had strategic supplementation. My hydration was on point. I learned to delay gratification. I learned to say no to distractions. I tracked my progress every single day. I was accountable to my coach at least once a week. I visualized my goal every day. And I did the fucking work when no one was watching. I didn't make excuses. I didn't seek the path of least resistance. I sought the path of most resistance. I was willing to go the extra mile. No fucking secrets, just elite standards every single day. And that's how I went from the picture on the left to the picture on the right in less than 12 months and have been able to maintain it ever since. Now, what I want you to know also of what I achieved from going from picture 1 to picture 2 is when I got in shape, everything changed. Mental health needs physical support. A great career needs physical support. A great relationship needs physical support. And when my mental health improved, then that was the key to living the life that I live now. I hadn't just had the physical transformation, I had the mental transformation through the physical transformation. So the result of dedicating 12 months of my life to getting in incredible shape and doing a photo shoot and stepping on stage at Fit Factor, as you saw, is I stopped drinking. I rebuilt my confidence. My business and my earnings went through the roof. In the first 12 weeks of my physical transformation, I actually quadrupled my income because I wasn't getting pissed every weekend. I wasn't making excuses. I wasn't getting out of bed late. I wasn't going to bed late. I wasn't missing one night's sleep every fucking week and then complaining that I had anxiety. You know, everything worked. My purpose became clear. My relationships healed. My business took off. And the discipline that it took to transform my body transformed everything else in my life. It became the foundation of everything else in my life. And that's why the foundation of everything is getting in shape, is getting a good body. When you're in good shape and you've got a great body, your energy will be on fire as a result of what you're putting in your body. And everything will improve for that. So what does this mean for you? It means if you can take the discipline to transform your body for 12 months, then I guarantee you that everything else in your life will transform as a result of it. So if you're listening right now and you're thinking, God, I want that, that's what I want, then you can have it. But you can't have it by joining a coach who's selling you some dream that doesn't exist. The dream without hard work, the dream without discipline, the dream without sacrifice. It does not exist. And you need to stop looking for balance in the building phase. Balance comes after you get the result, not before. You don't get in insane shape with a balanced approach. All you fucking mum coaches, and I'm sorry, I mean that keep telling mums that they're going to get in great shape doing 10,000 steps per day and they can still have a glass of wine every day because life's all about balance. Yeah, if you want to stay fat and miserable. Harsh but fucking fair. Okay? You do not get the life you want with a balanced approach. You get the life that you want with a fucking disciplined approach. And then you can live the balanced life afterwards. Once you've done the work, it comes after, not before. So you need to stop thinking it will be easy. You need to stop looking for quick and easy. You need to stop thinking it's different for you. Check out Veronica Reese, 3 kids, 3 businesses, in her 50s, in incredible shape. She has the same life as you. She's a mum. She has 3 children. She has to work. She has businesses. She has responsibilities. She does the work. Same as I could list off hundreds of people. Like, do you think people who have money don't have screaming children? They don't have partners that need them. They don't have adversity and challenge. They don't end up fighting fires half the time. Of course they do. The shady people are the ones that keep trying to convince you that people that are successful don't have challenge, that you can get as successful as them by doing very little as long as you give them some money, because that's the lie that's being sold right across social media. So once you stop thinking it's easy, decide to go all in for a year. Like, you don't know, and whether you do this with me, whether you watch this podcast now and get inspired and think, do you know what, he's the fucking guy for me, I'm going to reach out to him on Instagram or Facebook, and I'm going to work with him for a year. I'm going to do what he says. I'm going to test it. Because I'll set you a challenge. You fucking prove me wrong, right? You come on board with me and prove to me that you can't do what I did in 12 years. Because if you do the work, you will. If you keep looking for quick and easy and making excuses and thinking it's different for you, you won't. Stop looking for the next best diet plan. Stop looking for quick and easy. Stop looking for shortcuts and be willing to go the extra fucking mile. Because if you decide today that you're ready to go all in, if you decide today to drop me a message and say, Lee, I'm fucking inspired. Let's go all fucking in. Let's go balls deep. Let's go hard for 1 year. And you don't see the transformation that I have, then I'll stand corrected. But here's the spoiler. That won't happen. So once you then get there, then you never have to look back. It's easy to maintain. So the questions you need to ask yourself is, are you ready to take 12? Is it worth it to take 12 months out to change your life forever? Are you ready to take 12 months out to change your life forever? Are you willing to sacrifice everything for 12 months to have the body and the life that you want forever? Because for me, that feels like a fairly small time investment. Or you can spend 10 years trying to do it with a half-assed fucking balanced, sustainable approach and probably never get there anywhere. Because now that I've done this myself and I've done everything from start to finish, that's why I now help other people do it. But I'm here to tell you, I'm not going to transform your body like mine in 12 weeks or less. I'm not going to transform your body like mine by telling you you can still eat pizza every weekend, have a few beers and have a few wines and train 3 times a week because it's all about balance. Balance is bullshit. Balance is for fucking Karens who want to live an average fucking life. Balance is for people that want to make excuses. Balance is for people that aren't committed. Balance is essentially a lie and an excuse, unless we're talking about once we've already got the results. Then we can be balanced. So if you're done with your excuses and you want to build the body, the life and the business that you've always wanted, reach out to me. I'd love to have a chat to you. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this podcast. I hope it's given you a little bit more of an insight into my story. And essentially, I hope I've been real with you. This might not work out for me, but I don't care. Because I'll always have my authenticity and I'll always have my integrity. And I'll never be that guy that's telling you that you can achieve Premier League results with a Vauxhall conference effort. Guys, I love you all. Have the best day.